Hey everyone, it's Gamefruitpulp and welcome back to another Building Toronto video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different just because I'm not done anything really significant enough to have a video featuring a single build. And we're getting pretty close with the southwest corner of Scotia Plaza, but I do want to make sure that building is completely finished before I do video on that because it is a historic building. I don't want to do video but a half-built historic building. So when that's done completely, there will be a video on that. Hopefully, second Building Toronto this week. But in the place of that, this is coming out on a Tuesday. Usually, Building Toronto comes out on a Monday. But in place of the missed building for Building Toronto, I want to do a video that I want to try and start as a kind of mainstay on my channel. In addition to the buildings videos, I want another sort of offset of Building Toronto to be a sort of more community-based video. And so basically what I'm going to be doing in this video is sort of a not a dry run, but a sort of demo of what hopefully we'll be able to do either once a week or once every couple weeks. And it's just going to be me answering questions about Toronto. And so it doesn't necessarily need to be about Toronto. It is going to be featured in the Building Toronto world. In the background, what you're seeing right now is me just doing some kind of busy work. Kind of the setup for the main part of Scotia Plaza, the tall building, which will hopefully be coming out in the coming weeks as well. But in this video, I'm just going to be answering a few questions that have been sort of asked on previous videos that I addressed them in the comments, but I didn't address them in a video. And so basically what we're going to start doing is if you have any questions about Toronto and you want me to look up a fact, you have a question that you're interested about, or any questions about me too, the ones about me, getting to know me a little bit, I won't answer all of them. Questions about Toronto, I will answer all of them. So yeah, that's really it. That's all to it. If you enjoy the video, I'm going to start saying this at the beginning. If you enjoy the video, be sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a like and a favorite. It really helps out the channel. And if you haven't seen anything about this project, there's a link always in the description to the Minecraft forums, which gives you a good overview of everything that's been done. So jumping to the first question, which is kind of generic. It's been asked by a couple people, and that's when are you going to work on Toronto? What's going on? Where's the video? And I love the enthusiasm, to be honest. It actually makes me happy when people say this for a couple of reasons. First of all, I have a pretty busy day-to-day life. I have a lot of stuff going on in the background between running the server and other things I do. And so when people say, where's Toronto? Where's this? It sort of kicks me in the back and says, get going here. People are waiting to see you do some great work in Toronto. And so it kind of reminds me that I'm not the only one that really enjoys this project. There's other people out there that do as well. And so that's sort of the first part of this answer. The second part is I try and upload a video every Monday for Building Toronto, but that doesn't mean that the progress only happens in Toronto. Since New Year's, I've tried to build at least one part of Toronto or work on Toronto every single day, and I've only missed 3 or 4 days in the year so far. So I'm doing a good job of trying to build as much as I can in Toronto. Obviously, not everything warrants a video because I focus on the small details. Some of these things, like I'm not going to show you light posts in the city that I've built, right? So I am showing it now because I figured these light posts, these small kind of builds, will be good to feature when there's commentary in the background and not me talking about the history of the build. And so that's sort of my idea with this, is that I can get more Building Toronto videos out to you guys, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I need to spend my entire life building, because I already spend usually 1 or 2 hours a day trying to build Toronto, and we have the team as well of a couple people building. So I think this is a good way to try and get out more Building Toronto content while not sacrificing the quality of build and not sacrificing my life either. So that's really that. When I work on Toronto was the original question. When are you doing more work on Toronto? I'm working on Toronto almost every day. It just doesn't get uploaded because it's not really anything significant enough to warrant an upload. So the next question is, again, a generic question. Only a couple of generic ones today because it's the first time I'm doing this. Again, ask your questions in the comments. Otherwise, this video won't be that great. But the question is, when are you going to build? CN Tower is the most common. You get people who aren't familiar with the project. They come and ask when I'm going to build a CN Tower. Obviously, it's the most historic building in the city, so that's what people are going to ask for, obviously. But there's been other requests for the roundhouse near the CN Tower, for the Royal Ontario Museum, other things like that. And my answer to all of those things is I will build them when I reach that point. Because we're building on a 1-to-1 scale, I can't skip city blocks. I can only build around the perimeter of what's already been built, or if I skip one building like I have right now, I've skipped the building at the southwest corner of Bay and King, then I can go back and build that at a later date. But I can't, for example, jump 30 blocks and go build the CN Tower, because then everything in the middle is going to get messed up. So because of that, I can only build things that are on the perimeter, which is why we're building Scotia Plaza, which has been requested a couple of times. And one of the reasons that works out well is because that's on King Street, which is where we've reached on the perimeter. And so some things will reach quicker than others. Scotia Plaza, First Canadian Place, both have been requested. Both will probably be coming in. Well, Scotiabank will be coming this week and next week, but the First Canadian Place will probably be coming soon as well. I want to work my way south. I want to do the railway area of the city next, Union Station, that kind of stuff. That's going to be a significant project, but I want to do it because a lot of the cooler builds are south of the railway tracks. The ACC is something I really want to do. Obviously the CN Tower, but that's a good bit west. The Rogers Center, the Roundhouse, all these things are south of the railway tracks. So until we get the railway tracks done, we can't really work on these really cool, unique projects. But there is some cool things in the old Toronto area, the financial district, that I want to get done as well. And so after Scotia Plaza, we'll see what happens. We may do First Canadian Place there. I think has been 1 or 2 requests for First Canadian Place. But I'm going to work my way down to the Roundhouse, to the Rogers Center, to the ACC. The ROM is pretty far. The ROM is probably a while away just because it is so far away. But if you're not really familiar with where the historic builds are in the city, you just know they exist. I have no problem when people ask that. Again, I enjoy having people ask when I'm going to build certain things, because sometimes I don't know that's what somebody wants. Like, for example, the Flatiron building, which isn't really the Flatiron building. It's kind of a remake of New York's Flatiron building. But the Flatiron building is only like a block and a half east of where I finished. But no one's asked for that to be built, so I'm not really focusing on that area. Again, the St. Lawrence Market's pretty close. These kind of things are things that are really close to me, but I'm not really focusing, or really close to the building perimeter, I should say, but I'm not really focusing on building them simply because there hasn't been any requests for them. So I try and build towards areas where people have requested. So if somebody wants to see something built, I can know, all right, I should prioritize moving north or moving east or moving southwest or anything really, so that I can figure out how to work in a direction towards what people want to see built. But that's really it for these videos. As you know, YouTube has made some changes to the platform and to partner status, so I'm no longer going to be partnered as of 20 days from now. So there's no need to try and drag this out for 10 minutes because I'm not getting any ad revenue anymore anyways. So I guess that's really it. Once again, last time I'll ask in the video, if you have any questions or any comments about the Building Toronto project, be sure to leave them down below. I'll be more than happy to answer them. I love getting feedback on this series. It's one of the reasons why I think I'm almost 34 videos into this series, and it doesn't feel like it. It really doesn't. I really enjoy doing this series. It's by far my favorite on my YouTube channel. So if you have any comments, any questions, be sure to leave them down below. And if you're new to the channel, I hope you enjoyed the video. They're not all like this. Usually they're more featured around history and that kind of stuff for this project, history of the building and that kind of stuff. But if you did enjoy, be sure to leave that subscribe button. You don't leave the subscribe button. You hit the subscribe button and you leave a like. And yeah, all that good stuff. But thank you guys very much. If you want to check out the build, the project, it's on the Neatsycraft server. IP to that will be in the description down below as well. You'll probably catch a Rocket League video later in the week. I don't think I'm going to get a Wednesday upload for that, simply because I haven't had time to record it. But anyways, my name is Gamefruitpulp. This has been Building Toronto, and I will catch you guys all later. Have a good one.